Chapter 1 What's the use of looking good? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Prologue. Would you like to be a dimensional traveler? I have finally gotten the nickname of the ultimate African chieftain. The only SSR card that I got was a two-faced Buddha that accumulated from card pieces. I have never once gotten a bird sister or a goldfinger before. I don't want to play this game anymore. Xuanhuan was expressionless. He had been playing Master XX for half a year. After obtaining tens of thousands of amulets, he had never gotten an SSR card, not even an SR card bird sister or a goldfinger. He only managed to get those by accumulating card pieces, so he did not have any hope for the 10-card draw. He had completely given up on the game since he got the nickname and began losing in battles. He placed his finger on the game, took a deep breath and deleted the game. Just when he was about to keep his phone in his pocket, he felt a vibration. He then looked at the screen. It was completely black with a gold-colored sentence in the middle. Would you like to travel through dimensions? There was only one option at the bottom. Yes. It seemed like an online game commercial. Yes, my A**S. Since he had just deleted the Master XX game, Xuanhuan did not have the mood to download any new games. He tapped on the home button on his phone. Just as he attempted to keep his phone in his pocket, his phone vibrated again. He took a look at his phone. It was the same page. Stop it. This mobile game is like some online game with endless pop-up commercials. Who would want to play such game? He frowned and closed the page. Just as he wanted to keep his phone, the same page popped up again. Could this be a virus? Xuanhuan frowned. He was in love with his iFruit 7 smartphone that he just bought. He spent one entire month's salary to get it after all. He restarted his phone and looked at the screen for a while. The page did not pop up again. He was relieved. When he picked up his phone vibrated and the page popped up again. Would you like to travel through dimensions? There was only one option at the bottom. Yes. F***ck, this is not going away. Xuanhuan was furious. Since I'm getting it fixed later, I shall see this what kind of stupid game this is and I will report you. After some hesitation, Xuanhuan pressed yes on the screen. As he tapped yes, the screen began changing. Dear respectable dimensional travel candidate, thank you for accepting our request. Please read the terms and conditions carefully. If you agree, please click K accept and you will officially be a dimensional traveler. After obtaining your travel code, we'll send you a goldfinger and transfer you to another world. Enjoy. The words appeared for about 20 seconds before the terms and conditions appeared. 1. The current death rate of travelers are as high as 73%, please prepare yourself before your travel. Causes of deaths are as below. Suicide. Death rate. 48% death through battle. Death rate. 33% natural death. Death rate. 10% assassinated. Death rate. 6% failed to activate goldfinger. Death rate. 2% bad luck. Death rate. 1% Xuanhuan only glanced at the first few pages as there were 118 pages to the terms and conditions. He was too lazy to read the entire thing, so he scrolled to the bottom and clicked "Ked" on the accept button. Respectable candidate, you are now officially a dimensional traveler. Your traveler code would be 142857. Entering goldfinger page. The screen changed again. There was a spinner of 36 columns on the screen. Each column was the same size and there was a golden question mark on each of them with a pointer pointing in the 12 o'clock direction. There were two buttons at the bottom of the spinner, one was start while the other was stop. There was also a description of the rules beneath the buttons. Press start and the pointer will start to spin, press stop to stop the pointer. The item that the pointer stops at will be your goldfinger. If you did not press the stop button, the pointer will stop automatically 1 minute after the spin had begun. Until now, they have yet to show me the name of the game. Let me know what game is this. Lin Huang pressed start and the spinner started spinning fast. A few moments, he pressed the stop button. After gliding for a while, the pointer stopped at one of the question marks. It then became a black card and the spinner disappeared. The card was enlarged and occupied the entire screen. Lin Huang raised his eyebrow. The card was nicely designed with metallic black and gold patterns on the edges. Not a bad card design. Lin Huang complimented. However, as he thought of the Master XX game that he spent half a year playing, he became upset again as it was also a card game. While he was immersed in his thoughts, a black glow shot out of his phone into his forehead. Lin Huang did not notice it at all as he looked at the screen of his phone that began changing. Goldfinger has been sent, now randomly picking an initial world for this travel. Am I finally getting into the game? Lin Huang smirked. As soon as I see the name of the game, I'll take a screenshot and report this stupid game. Soon, the screen on his phone changed again. The initial world that was randomly picked is Monster Paradise. Traveler 142857, enjoy your trip. Pop. His gold iFruit 7 phone dropped on the floor. The screen was destroyed. Lin Huang disappeared from where he was. Traveler's serial number 142857 name. Lin Huang gender. Male age before traveling. 25 years old age after traveling. 15 years old initial world. Monster Paradise traveling identity setting. Lin Huang, male, 15. His 13-year-old sister is the only family member he has left in the world. Born with a broken life wheel, his lifespan is 10 times shorter than ordinary people. Remaining lifespan 91 days. Memory integration 98%, number of travels 1-inch Goldfinger status. Deactivated. Looking at the semi-transparent page, Lin Huang was slightly startled. He could not recall how many times he had looked at that very page this week. It had been a week since Lin Huang traveled to this world and became a 15-year-old juvenile. He was outstanding, bagging first place among the fresh graduates at the Hunter Reserve College where he obtained a full score for almost all his papers. However, he had one fatal setback. His broken life wheel. There was a crack in the life wheel which looked like a gray stone in his body. It was almost broken in half. Among the 360 life light columns, only 3 were lit and the third one was quite dim. To ordinary people, these columns would represent 3 years of life, but as his lifespan loss was 10 times faster, Lin Huang was left with only 3 months to live. I look better now, perhaps the only thing I can be happy about. Lin Huang threw his head back as he laughed at himself in front of the mirror. He had black, puffy short hair with eyes that were dark and intense. Lin Huang had nice features. Despite that, within a split second, he tightened his fists and frowned. What's the use of looking good? Although the Goldfinger that you promised to give me before I began to travel is with me, at least send me a manual on how to use it. It has already been a week and I still have absolutely no idea on how I can activate Xuanhuan. Xuanhuan was the Goldfinger that Lin Huang randomly selected before he time traveled. It was a black card and he had tried every possible way he could to activate it but failed. He had no idea what the function of that card was. I'm back, brother. Just as Lin Huang pointed the mirror, playing the blame game, he heard the voice of a girl from behind the door. The door closed shortly after and he figured that the girl must have entered the password and entered the house. He then shut the semi-transparent page before him and took stock of his emotions before walking down the stairs. He lived in a small double-story penthouse where both bedrooms were on the second floor. He arrived at the ground floor and smiled at the girl who was changing her shoes. The girl seemed like a 13-year-old with short, black hair with a length slightly below her earlobes. Her bangs covered her eyebrows entirely and her eyes were bright and naive. She wore a printed white T-dot shirt, a pair of faded blue jeans and white sneakers. In all honesty, her clothing made her resemble a boy. Xin Air, you're back. Wash your hands, we're having dinner soon. They sat across each other at the table. While they were eating, Lin Huang's left pinky started to tingle. Soon, a semi-transparent video was projected in front of him. The same thing happened to Lin Xian. Her eyes popped when she saw her ring projecting a video. The ring was given to everyone after they received their birth certificate. It contained information that included a personal identity account, and a small space for storage. It was also the only tool connected to the heart network. Projections like these were rare, and if something like this ever happened, it usually meant something big had happened. Lin Huang stopped eating and stared at the projection. Lin Xian found it strange as well. There was a middle-aged man with a serious expression in the video. Lin Huang recognized him. He was the news reporter from number 7 Safety Zone, quite the popular dude. Breaking news. Somebody found a new virtual eye 310 kilometers southeast from number 7D101. There's a high possibility of a monster invasion. Those who reside in that area, please be aware. Do not leave the foothold, stay indoors tonight. After watching the video, Lin Huang frowned as the area number, no. 7D101 was the official code of Wulin Town, his home. Based on the area size, Wulin Town was categorized into 4 grades A, B, C and D, which respectively represented an area size that was large, medium, small and a core size, which was the smallest. The number 7 before the letter D was the safety code, while number 101 at the back was the footholds code. The virtual eye mentioned in the video was the portal that the monsters opened to invade the human world. It was named the virtual eye because it looked like a semi-transparent giant pupil that protruded towards the sky. Brother, the virtual eye is so near to our home, would monsters come to the foothold? Lin Xian asked worriedly. Don't worry about it. Now that the news is out, the monster hunters would have received the news as well. In fact, they'd get the news earlier than when we did. There's also a defensive shield at the foothold which cannot be broken so easily. Lin Huang assured both him and Lin Xian and then exclaimed joyously, let's eat. After dinner, Lin Xian went back to her room to get started on her homework while Lin Huang washed the dishes. The sky was getting darker. Lin Huang returned to his room and looked at the Heart Network's page to check for updates regarding the virtual eye. On the Heart Network, ongoing news about the virtual eye was being broadcasted continuously after they received the alarming notification during their meals. The hunters have arrived at foothold number 7D101, close to the virtual eye to hunt down the monsters. Silver Hunter Li Lang appeared near foothold number 7D101. Silver Hunter Li Lang led 18 hunters to hunt down the monsters. After more than an hour of hunting and killing, all monsters iron level and above within 100 kilometers of number 7D101 were destroyed. More hunters joined the hunter troop to continue with the mission within that area. Lin Huang was relieved when he read the news. He sounded so sure when he was comforting Lin Xian, but in reality, he was not sure at all. After all, he had just arrived into this world for a month and it was his very first time encountering a virtual eye. But from what he read on the Heart Network, there were no threatening monsters from that virtual eye. The time and location a virtual eye would open were completely random. The number and level of monsters cannot be predetermined. If the number or the level of monsters were too high, they would definitely be able to kill more than 10 hunters, including the gold hunters. The defensive shield in a small foothold like Wulin Town would be insignificant, like paper glue when faced with a massive crowd of monsters. It would be hopeless and useless to try stopping those monsters then. During Lin Huang's first week since his arrival in this world, although he did not figure out how to activate his Goldfinger, he somehow figured out what kind of world he was in. There were many history channels that spoke of monster attacks on the Heart Network. Lin Huang was taken aback the first time he saw it. What he thought was unforgettable was the ruins of a huge foothold. He remembered each and every detail of the video recording. A giant bloody pupil was opened in the void and countless monsters charged out of it. Within seconds, they broke through the defensive shield of the big foothold. That day, almost 1 billion people were killed by millions of monsters within a few hours. The foothold was covered in blood with dead bodies floating on the sea of blood while monsters feasted on their remains. The foothold that Lin Huang was located in was just a D-grade foothold. This small town had a small population of fewer than 100,000 people. Such a foothold was the least secured within the safety zone. If this foothold was attacked by a strong monster, everyone would perish even before any hunter could even arrive to rescue them. Fortunately, the opening of this virtual eye only released small monsters and hunters were able to kill them. Lin Huang fell into deep thought after closing the Heart Network. From the speed of lifespan lost earlier, I'm only left with 91 days to live. The most important question right now was: how do I get the life crystals to replenish my life light? I have no idea how to activate Goldfinger, so I best leave it aside. Life crystals are up for purchase on the Heart Network, but it's too expensive. The minimum purchase, a year's worth of life crystals, costs 100,000 credit points. I don't even have 30,000 in savings. Life crystals were a unique item that barely dropped from hunting monsters. There is a massive amount of life light in each crystal. It must be chewed in the mouths and the life light in the crystals will then enter the life wheel. The fastest way to get life crystals is by hunting monsters and selling the materials on the monsters' bodies. It's certainty that there would be life crystals achievable from the hunt. However, with my ability now, which isn't even at iron level, the kind of monsters I'm able to fight are worthless. Worry not, for I shall try my luck outside the foothold. Perhaps there would be at least one life crystal. I shall get ready tomorrow and head out the day after. It was late at night. Lin Huang stared at the dark sky from his window. After a short while, he emptied his mind and went to bed. In the middle of the night, a noise that sounded like glass breaking woke him up. Ah! Just as Lin Huang woke up, he heard a girl scream in his blurred state. The scream came from close by and he could tell it was his sister, Lin Xian's voice. He jumped down of his bed and dashed to Lin Xian's room. He did not even have the time to change, he was still in his pajamas. He flung the door open. Chapter 2 Vampire. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Huang felt his heart beat faster and faster as he entered Lin Xian's room. The light in her room was switched on and he saw a young, muscular man halfway into her room. He must have crept in from the broken window. He held Lin Xian's foot and a blurred sound echoed from his mouth. Lin Xian quickly hid behind the head of her bed. Her feet was just a few centimeters from that scary being. She was horrified. She cried and her body was shivering. She was too frightened to even think of running away. Lin Huang then looked up to the man. He had red hair, his chin and clothes were covered in blood. What caught Lin Huang's attention was his eyes, it was bloody red. Lin Huang was numb. For a second, he thought that the man could just be a vampire. He looked around Lin Xian's room and noticed her school bag at the left side of the door. Fearful, he flung the school bag at the man's direction. The vampire's senses were quick to act, he immediately grabbed it, tore it apart. In that short distraction, Lin Huang ran to the bed, carried Lin Xian and sprinted out of the room. Just when they thought they were safe, Lin Xian screamed to the top of her lungs. Lin Huang turned around to see the vampire's bulging arm on Lin Xian's left foot. Close your eyes, Lin Huang instructed. Lin Xian immediately did as she was told. Lin Huang saw a lamp near the bed, picked it up and smashed the vampire's arm with full force. The light bulb of the lamp was made of white light stone which will release high-temperature light if broken. It was a cheap but extremely dangerous. The rich would never trust such a lamp, but now, it was indeed a life-saver. The light bulb of the lamp broke once it hit the vampire's arm and a strong white light filled the room. The broken white light stone released an unbearable heat that caused the vampire to groan and let go of Lin Xian's foot. Lin Huang closed his eyes as he took his last few steps, and when he opened his eyes, he was already at the door. He did not waste any time, worried that the vampire's vision would recover. Lin Huang ran down the stairs, panting. As he ran, he remembered reading from a fairy tale book that vampires hated lights because it burned their eyes. Vampires are nocturnal creatures, born to hunt in the dark and avoided places with lights, and this was precisely why the vampire refrained from entering Lin Xian's room earlier. From the ground floor, sounds of glass breaking came from upstairs. It was almost as if the hanging lights in Lin Xian's room fell. Hide in the bathroom and lock the door. Lin Huang ordered Lin Xian at once. What how about you? Lin Xian asked her brother, her tone shaky. I can handle him. Have you forgotten that I graduated on top of my class from Hunter Reserve College? It would be a distraction if you stayed here with me. Lin Huang explained lovingly to his sister. Lin Xian nodded and did as she was told. She had faith in her brother. Lin Huang had an action plan. He first sent out a distress signal to the Heart Network, and then he ran to the kitchen to grab a knife. The lowest level of a vampire was at least an iron level. Besides possessing 10 times the strength of an adult, with their blood power, they were much stronger than an iron level monster. Anyone who encountered iron level monsters may not walk away alive, hunters from Hunter Reserve College included. Therefore, what Lin Huang had told his sister was merely to comfort her, as he knew that there was a probability he could lose to this vampire. He thought, however, that it was strange that his head was clear when he was faced with the monster earlier, although he was in so much fear and anxiety. In that moment, whatever he had read about vampires flashed in his mind. Vampires were human-like monsters. They blend in with the human lifestyles during the day, but their desire for blood arose at nights. Their food. Human blood and the blood of young girls' blood were especially delicious, their favorite. They smell blood up to a few hundred kilometers away. Even for an iron level vampire, as soon their blood power is activated, their strength, speed, and defense would amplify themselves. Their bodies would be covered with an energy layer that formed from the gathered blood power. The energy layer could even turn into wings, tails, claws and other weapons which multiplied their effectiveness. Vampires may hate the exposure of bright lights, but it does not weaken them. Their one weakness was a substance called septic divisor that could only be extracted from a rare plant. In reality, the septic divisor was poisonous to most organisms with flesh, included us humans. As soon as it contaminated a wound, it would penetrate into the organism's blood circulatory system and kill red blood cells. It was sold at pharmacies, and some hunters used them to soak their weapons. The septic divisor had the perfect repression effect on vampires, as it would cut open the blood layer on their body if they touched a weapon soaked in septic divisor. The wood caused the vampire's body to rot, and without an antidote, it would melt to the ground within 3 hours. However, the septic divisor was not cheap. Even a licensed hunter would think twice before using it generously, only in times of emergency. Lin Huang's savings was not enough for him to buy one. While he was struggling with his thoughts, his ring began vibrating again. I am Hunter Li Lang. I assume you asked for help to be sent. What happened? A matured but young voice sounded from the rescue line across him. My home is being attacked by a vampire. Just as Lin Huang finished his sentence, he heard a loud thud. Then, a shadow leaped from the second floor and appeared not far away from him. I've set the location on my ring, please hurry. With that, he hung up the phone. He needed to focus on defeating a 10 times stronger enemy standing in front of his face. Bang! 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 Heavy footsteps walked towards him and he could barely make out the being in front of him due to the dust in the air. When it disappeared, he stared right into the vampire's red eyes, which was also targeting him. Lin Huang felt a rush of goosebumps. In a split second, the vampire's focus shifted to the direction of the bathroom. He could smell the odor of the prey that he was hunting. The prey was just behind the door. It was a delicious and irresistible fragrance to him. He was drooling, all the way from his chin to the floor. The vampire immediately ran in the direction of the bathroom, ignoring Lin Huang. Lin Huang mustered his courage and yelled, "Hey, did you forget something?" at the vampire while he tossed the knife onto the vampire's body. Chapter 3 Goldfinger has been activated. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This vampire's senses were amazing. He could sense the knife flying in his direction and so dodged it in time. Almost instantaneously, the knife pierced into the wall, its blade still vibrating. The vampire stopped walking and stared at Lin Huang. While Lin Huang was relieved that the vampire did not charge at him, he gulped while mumbling to himself, "Let's get this over and done with." He tossed out the second knife he had with him at the vampire because he was worried that the vampire would ignore him but attack Lin Xuanhuan. Therefore, he chose the classic tactic to infuriate and distract the enemy. As expected, it worked. The vampire was furious. He smacked the knife away again. Blood was dripping from the crown of his head to his feet and soon completely covered his body. Lin Huang was breathing heavily. It was his first time encountering a vampire that used blood power and he was under intense stress. A vampire that used blood power was completely beyond human. It was considered a real monster. What Lin Huang saw later made his heart skip a beat. There was a pair of blood-colored energy supply that looked like wings growing out of his back. They were around 2 meters long each. Oh no! This monster is not iron-leveled, but bronze-leveled. Lin Huang remembered clearly that an iron-level vampire could only have 1 energy supply while those on bronze-level could grow 2 energy supplies. Lin Huang's face turned pale. He did not know that it was a bronze-level vampire that invaded his home. As compared to a bronze-level, he was more than 100 times weaker than the vampire. That's not right. If this vampire is bronze-level, he wouldn't be harmed by the broken white light stone to the extent he would let his prey go. Lin Huang recalled when he hit the vampire with the lamp earlier. The vampire lets go of Lin Xuanhuan due to the burning heat. He took a closer look at the vampire, and soon he noticed there were 2 obvious wounds on him. One was on his right shoulder where it was so deep that his bone was exposed, while another one was on his left chest where the knife pierced through, almost 2 centimeters away from his heart. The wound started to rot. It seemed that the cut happened earlier than an hour ago. The wounds were not initially noticeable because the vampire's body was out of the window and he was filled with blood. Now that he saw them clearly, he understood why this bronze-level vampire had the strength that was weaker than an iron-level. He looks extremely weak now and it looks like even his heart was contaminated with septic divisor and he might not live for more than 3 hours. No wonder his strength regressed. As long as I stay a distance away from him and try my best to avoid the attack from his blood power, I should be safe. Now that he was clear about how severely hurt the vampire was, Lin Huang's fear was gone. He had one thought on his mind. To drag the vampire to his death. The vampire gave Lin Huang a deadly stare. The wings on his back got longer and turned into 2 sharp cones charging his way. Lin Huang had expected that to happen. He took a few steps to his right and dived onto the dining table, few meters away. The first hit was a miss. His wings became long canes and he turned towards Lin Huang. The cupboard and chairs in the way were crushed. If the hit were to fall on Lin Huang, even if he did not die, his bone would have been crushed too. Lin Huang jumped and with one hand supported on the second floor, he managed to cross the railings and onto the second floor. The vampire's second hit smashed the dining table and the pieces were spread onto the ground. Lin Huang stood, frozen on the second floor as he was worried that the vampire would go for Lin Xin instead. He picked up a porcelain vase and threw at the vampire. He heard a bang. The vase crushed the vampire's wings and the vampire roared in pain in Lin Huang's direction. There was a limit to the strength and extension of his wings. The vampire noticed that he could not reach Lin Huang anymore, so he jumped to the second floor where Lin Huang was standing. Lin Huang immediately fled and hid under his bed. There, he found a wooden box that was 1 foot long. He opened the box and took out a silver pistol. It was a Grey Eagle 17, the latest pistol from the Eagle Company. Its power was impeccable, it was nothing less than an iron-level firearm. With Lin Huang's financial situation, it was impossible that he could afford such weapon. It was a reward for getting number 1 in his college education. Lin Huang took out the pistol and put the 2 remaining cartridges into his left pocket. He then opened the safety catch. Just when he aimed his pistol at the door, the vampire barged in. Bang! A fire was shot from under the bed and the vampire groaned with anger. The shot may not have hurt him but as he was caught off guard but that gunshot did dim the blood power layer on the vampire. Bang! Bang! Another 2 shots were fired. The vampire's blood power layer dimmed even more. He flipped his giant wings in anger and plunged towards the bed. Lin Huang was prepared for that. He kicked the wall hard and got out under the bed. He then ran to the balcony and jumped over the railing. The vampire was furious. He chased after Lin Huang. Street 101 was under his balcony, one of the main streets at the foothold. There were street lights with moonlight stones shining on the ground. The vampire could not find Lin Huang as the streetlights were not that bright. Lin Huang outsmarted the vampire. He had only pretended to jump but did not do so. He used his fingers to hang himself on the balcony floor and when the vampire had jumped off the balcony, he climbed back up. Lin Huang stared at the vampire and aimed his pistol at the vampire's head. Bang! 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 In the midst of the shots and the roars of the vampire, the lights in the houses on the streets went off. There was pin-drop silence. Only the noise from the gunshots and the vampire's roars echoed on the streets. He could see the vampire with the street lights and he could also see the blood power layer thinning and the vampire's wings contracted back in. The vampire finally stumbled away in excruciating pain. Lin Huang did not bother running after the vampire but instead opened fire and shot 20 times. Seeing as the vampire was not far off, about approximately 200 meters away and so he reloaded a new cartridge, jumped to the ground floor and ran after the vampire. It started off as a quiet night but sounds of gunshots and vampire groans soon filled that silence. The vampire's blood power layer got thinner when the bullets penetrated through his outer defense layer and straight to his inner body. Lin Huang was cautious to keep his distance from the vampire. With every trigger pulled, Lin Huang felt like a trained hunter. Bullets were hitting on the vampire's blood power layer and soon, it became semi-transparent. At the 18th bullet fired, the vampire's blood power layer disappeared entirely. Lin Huang grinned. He fired his last 2 bullets at the vampire's wound, targeting at its left chest. He then reloaded the last cartridge and when he was ready to shoot, the vampire fell to the ground. The vampire attempted to get up but he seemed out of breath and badly injured. He crawled forward. Lin Huang did not open fire but he sprinted to the vampire and stopped 15 meters away as he had calculated before. The vampire could only stretch his wings for less than 10 meters and therefore, 15 meters would be a safe distance. Lin Huang carefully pointed his pistol at the back of the vampire's head and fired 2 shots. He was relieved when the vampire's head cracked and brain juice oozed onto the road. Ding! A notification came into Lin Huang's ears. Soon, a semi-transparent page appeared before him with messages. Goldfinger has been activated. Host completed his first kill, 1 monster card is rewarded. Host completed rank. Crossing kill, 1 advance card is rewarded. Host completed double rank. Crossing kill, 1 random card draw is rewarded. Setting of host's exclusive card. Host Xuanhuan. Gender male. Age 15. Combat strength none. Exceeded assessment limit. Skill none. Mastered basic skills. Beyond range of assessment. Summon authority. Activated. Available number of summons 1. Remark: you're so weak. Xuanhuan had a strange expression on his face. The gold finger has been activated, but what do these remarks mean? Chapter 4. It all depends on the look. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Xuanhuan took a closer look at his body. He could see 3 additional crystal cards besides his default black card in his life wheel. His new exclusive card was beside the black card. The card was the white crystal color with his photo on the front. It looked exactly like him, even the attire was the same. On the back of the card were the messages. Host Xuanhuan. Gender male. Age 15. Combat strength none. Exceeded assessment limit. Skill none. Mastered basic skills. Beyond range of assessment. Summon authority. Activated. Available number of summons 1. Remark: you're so weak. The second card was also a white crystal color. There were 3 metal stars at the right bottom of the card. The image on the card was a vampire with red eyes. It looked like it was the same age as Xuanhuan. After that, he turned the card over and read what was written behind the card. Monster card. Rarity normal. Type of monster vampire. Combat level Iron 3. Star, Bronze 3. Star, Skill 1. Blood power, Level 2, Skill 2. Regeneration, Basic, Status. Available to be summoned. Card remarks: this is useless. Xiaohei, based on this rarity, how many levels are there? Xuanhuan figured out that the ranking should be similar with the game Master XX. People played on Earth, which were categorized into N, R, SR, and SSR. The rarities of monsters cards are categorized from low to high: normal, white crystal card, rare, green crystal card, epic, blue crystal card, legendary, purple crystal card, and mythical, orange crystal card. Xuanhuan was speechless. In the Master XX, the game gave out an SR card in the beginning. It was worse in this world because I was given the lowest ranking N card to start with. Since their rarity differed, is there a big difference between their power? For monster cards of the same combat level, the rare ones would be 3 to 5 times stronger than the normal ones. How about the epic and legendary ones? The host has limited access. Unable to retrieve. If I were to draw a monster card from you, what percentage would I have to get something that is above rare? From what Xiaohei described, and because he had one chance to draw a card, Xuanhuan was excited. It's based on one's look. What, based on my look? There's no estimated percentage. Xuanhuan thought that was ridiculous. As a person who was always gloomy, he was not a single bit pleased with the answer. No, it all depends on your look. That's it. Xuanhuan placed his palm on his forehead. I finished first place in the card game that I used to play. But in this world, the percentage of drawing a rare card was based on my look. Xuanhuan calmed down and looked further into the page. Soon he found something he was doubtful of. Why is there a bracket behind the monster card's combat level? When the host's ability is not sufficient, the card's ranking will drop automatically. The level in the bracket was the original ranking. The status of the card says, available for summoning. So, does that mean I could summon the vampire to the real world? Xuanhuan was excited and wanted to give it a try. Suddenly, he saw there was a monitor bird that was filled with white feathers and it sat on the roof of a house not far away. He could not tell when the bird appeared, so he put his thought to summon the vampire on hold. The monitor bird was initially called a three-eyed bird as it was a bird monster with 3 eyes. They had 360-degree vision without blind spots. They could look for as far as 30 kilometers away. The third eye on their foreheads functions as a projector and projected the things it saw with precision and clarity. With those characteristics, many capable humans would capture them, tame them, and place them in the safety zone for monitoring. Lin Huang did not want anyone to know about his Goldfinger. He squatted down and checked if there was anything valuable on the vampire. While he was at it, he asked softly, "Xiaohei, who was the one who gave the remark on the card?" "It was me." "All right then." Lin Huang was speechless for a moment after hearing that response. He was already gloomy enough, things could be worse if he were to offend Goldfinger. It was a gold crystal card. There was a golden staircase on the front while the description on the back was simple. Advance card, function. 1 upgrade for monster cards, tool cards, and skill cards respectively. Remarks. Can be used as an overlay. If the card has reached its highest level, the upgrade will be redundant. Xiaohei, am I able to use this advance card to upgrade the vampire monster card that I have from normal to mythical? Lin Huang asked after reading the description. That's right. Lin Huang thought for a while, glancing over at the vampire monster card. However, he decided to put his idea of using the advance card on hold. Lin Huang did not find anything from the vampire even after searching for quite some time. He stood up and was ready to leave, and a white shadow appeared before him. It was a young, good-looking man who looked like he was in his early 20s. He was wearing a full white suit, his hair nicely combed. What a narcissist. Lin Huang labeled that person in his heart. Usually, most people would not groom themselves in an informal setting. People usually opted for anything comfortable, and he thought that those who dressed up were usually narcissists. Soon, Lin Huang gave the person another label. Pretentious. The man was wearing an attractive red tie. The tie was so detailed that there was a gold ring pattern on it. The rings looked like they were made of small, golden bits. While Lin Huang was checking the man out, the man was returning the judgment. "Nice to meet you, I am Li Lang." "Did you kill this vampire?" he said while his eyes glancing back and forth at the pistol in Lin Huang's hand and the wound on the vampire's head. "I guess so. He was already contaminated with the septic divisor earlier. My luck was good." What Lin Huang said was the truth. He did not dare to lie, as he did not know how much the monitor bird had recorded. "It was you who sent out the distress signal." Li Lang could recognize his voice. "Yes, Mr. Li Lang." Lin Huang smiled awkwardly and nodded. He did not expect Li Lang to recognize him. "Since you're not a practicing hunter, I will get rid of this dead body for you. You killed this vampire, so I'll report this accordingly to the Hunter Association. You'll receive your reward." Li Huang was not afraid that Li Lang would steal his reward, as the monitor bird was there, and it did not seem like Li Lang wanted the monetary reward. After getting Lin Huang's approval, Li Lang took out a leather bag, 2 meters long, made of a shiny monster's skin. Li Lang put gloves on and positioned the dead body into the bag. He then zipped the bag and kept it in the designated equipment space. "So, since you're done, I'm going to find my sister so she won't be worried about my safety. Let me go with you. I could look at the damage and prepare a damage report." Did the monster make a huge mess? A damage report was a small matter which was not within the job scope of a professional hunter. Li Lang just wanted to know how Lin Huang managed to kill the vampire, and scrutinizing the battleground was the best way to figure that out. "I don't want to bother you. Tomorrow I'll spend some time recording a video and send it to the division of the Zone 7 Union government, and they'll send their people to inspect our home." Lin Huang knew the procedure for damage reports. It was odd for a silver hunter to volunteer his home for the damage report. With that, he knew Li Lang was up to something. "I prefer to get things done once and for all." Since I'm already here, I'd feel uncomfortable if I didn't help with the damage report. You don't have to do an application for the damage report, I will record the inspection and send it to the Union government. Did you forget that the Hunter Association is part of the Human Union government? We should not waste time by sending somebody here. This way you can also get your insurance claims earlier. Li Lang said in a serious tone. Lin Huang hesitated for a while, but since Li Lang did not seem that he would compromise, he agreed. Let's go. Li Lang said when he saw Lin Huang nodded. He then brought him to the house not far away where the lights were on. It's not that way, it's this direction. Lin Huang helplessly pointed to the other direction. Chapter 5 Gold Rank Equipment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Huang brought Li Lang to his home and Lin Huang ran straight into the bathroom on ground floor. He knocked on the bathroom door. Xin Air, it's safe now, you can come out. Li Lang was observing the traces of damage. The more he looked, the more surprised he was. From the traces, he could tell the ways that the vampire attacked, but he could not imagine how Lin Huang avoided such deadly attacks. A while later, the bathroom door opened and Lin Xin ran into Lin Huang's embrace. Seeing her teary eyes, Lin Huang did not say much. He ran his fingers through her hair and said, There, everything's okay now. Lin Xin then quietly wiped her tears off Lin Huang's chest and let go. She looked at him and asked, Brother, where is the monster? It's settled. Lin Huang smiled. Li Lang walked towards them and said, Your brother killed a bronze.level, rank .3 vampire on his own. Lin Xin looked at Lin Huang in admiration. Although she knew that there were rankings of monsters, but she did not have the exact idea of the different abilities each ranking had. All she knew was that a bronze.level rank .3 vampire was powerful, but that her brother was even more powerful. Brother, who is this uncle? Lin Xin just noticed that there was someone else with Lin Huang. Uncle. Li Lang was stunned by how Lin Xin addressed him, I'm only 18. Lin Huang was surprised that Li Lang was as young as he looked mature for his age. He looked at least 25. What surprised him, even more, was that Li Lang was already a silver hunter at the age of 18. He was the genius of the number 7 safety zone. Lin Xin had a doubtful expression. He could be telling the truth, you should call him brother. Lin Huang nodded to Lin Xin. Oh. Lin Xin then turned around and said loudly, Nice to meet you, brother. All right. It was awkward for Li Lang. After some hesitation, he took out a life crystal from his storage space and passed it to Lin Xin, Since you're calling me brother, here's a gift for you, brother. Lin Xin looked at Lin Huang helplessly. She knew very well about life crystals, it was 1 year's worth of life crystals. If they were to redeem the credit points from the Emperor's heart, they would need 100,000 points. It was too expensive for her to take it. This is too much. We can't take it. Although Lin Huang was eyeing on it, he thought Li Lang was up to something for his absurd kindness. These life crystals are the most invaluable things that I have. Take it, nobody ever gives me back the things that I give away. Li Lang insisted. This guy seems like a tycoon, 99 points for putting up a good show. Lin Huang secretly gave Li Lang another label and nodded to Lin Xin, Take it then. He was getting more and more suspicious of Li Lang's intention. There was no way that he could be this kind to them without any ulterior motive. After seeing Lin Huang's approval, Lin Xin took the life crystals and passed it to Lin Huang, Brother, you keep it. Lin Huang then kept the life crystals in his storage space. He turned around and saw Li Lang was checking Lin Xin out, he then pulled Li Lang away from his sister. Don't even think about dating my sister, all you gave were just life crystals, even if. Before he could even finish talking, Li Lang interrupted him, Don't think too much, I'm not interested in the little girl. It's just that she's quite pretty, that's why I looked at her. Li Huang got scared and took a few steps back after he realized he was being scrutinized and exclaimed, "Hey, I'm not interested in men. I'm telling you, not only in this life, I'd only be interested in women even in my next life." Seeing that Lin Huang got his guard up, Li Lang decided to tell him the truth. "Actually, I'm here to understand how you managed to kill that vampire." No matter how weak the vampire was, it was still a bronze-level monster while you're not even an iron-level. So I guess if you have any special skills or equipment, if you're willing to, I would love to purchase them for a high price. I'm just a poor kid, how would I have any skills or equipment? Let me show you the attack trails of the vampire and tell you the complete battle story. Lin Huang realized that he misunderstood Li Lang. He then brought Li Lang to Lin Xian's bedroom on the second floor. In the chaotic bedroom, Lin Huang explained. While listening, Li Lang was observing the damages in the room. The more he looked, the more he was amused. Li Lang started to admire Lin Huang. He knew that if such were to have happened to him, his survival would be uncertain as killing the vampire was almost impossible for him. "I didn't expect you to kill the vampire all by yourself. I have underestimated you." Li Lang patted Lin Huang's shoulder in admiration. He proceeded to say, "There's no way to fix your broken life wheel. If you could find a way to make it up to your life wheel, I believe you would be a fearless hunter. Unfortunately, I don't have much time left." Lin Huang shook his head and smiled. He did not want to talk about his personal life with Li Lang. "Are you done with the damage report?" "Yes, I'm done. Let me just take a photo of the house." Li Lang then took out a gold coin with complicated patterns from his storage space. He tossed the gold coin into the air, the coin started to spin and soon, it became a thumb-size ball floating in the air. Lin Huang stared at the golden ball. Suddenly, the gold ball cracked open in the center into two hemispheres of the same size while there was a white crystal appeared in the middle. The white crystal was glowing, the white light spread across the house. Soon, the golden ball returned to its gold coin form and fell from the air. Li Lang grabbed it and kept it in his storage space. "It's that a gold rank equipment?" Lin Huang could not help but ask. "Yes, that's a toy that I got by accident at a medium-sized foothold." Li Lang was proud of himself that Lin Huang was curious. As they were talking, they got closer to each other. His true self of loving to flaunt was showing. This should belong to some investigative equipment, am I right? It was the first time for Lin Huang to see an equipment of the gold rank. Yes. In the non-combat equipment, this is considered a valuable. But all I needed was to trade with 1 year worth of life crystals. The guy at the market thought it was just an ordinary antique gold coin, he was afraid that I might come back for him, so he left right after we traded. Li Lang laughed. That's such a steal. Although he was not sure how much was a gold rank equipment, he knew a few pieces of life crystals could only get him an ordinary iron rank equipment. As they were chatting, Lin Huang saw Lin Xian yawning. She seemed sleepy, so he decided to send Li Lang away. "Mr. Li Lang, since the damage report is done, I'll have to send you off. You have already seen it for yourself, we don't even have a need right now, I and my sister would have to sleep on the floor tonight." "Alright then, I won't bother you. I will submit the damage control report, you should receive a reply within 24 hours. If it's approved by the government, there will be people coming to repair within 3 days. You will have a temporary home while they do the repairing work. You will have to bite the bullet for a few days now." Li Lang explained the process to Lin Huang. After Li Lang left, Lin Huang stared blankly at the house. His sisters and his bedrooms were destroyed. Their beds were left with broken pieces. On the ground floor, there was a big pothole in the living room. They could not even sleep in there. In the kitchen, the cupboards occupied most of the space where only one person could sleep in there. "Brother, where will we sleep tonight?" Lin Xian looked helplessly at Lin Huang. let me clear my room. My room is less damaged than yours. After an hour, they had finally made their temporary beds. Lin Xian was exhausted, she fell asleep immediately while Lin Huang continued looking at the damaged room. Lin Xian was in a deep sleep. Lin Huang smiled at the sight of her drooling and thought, this carefree girl. He then thought about his uncertain future that could affect this cute little girl. Lin Huang sighed, it seems like it's not an easy task to be a responsible brother. Chapter 6 New Card. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was a sunny morning the next day. Lin Xian woke up bright and early, a renewed excitement to her behavior. She seemed exuberant and unfazed by the incident with the vampire. However, Lin Huang did not sleep a wink. His mind was preoccupied with the card he had yet to draw. After all that happened, their dining table and most of the furniture was destroyed by the vampire. They did not put much effort into preparing breakfast with the ruckus all around. While they ate, Lin Huang watched the news he projected from his ring. The news reporter was the same middle-aged man he saw on the news the day before. Yesterday afternoon, the virtual eye that was opened near foothold number 7D101, closed automatically, 1 hour after the incident. Currently, more than 30 monster hunters are hunting down the monsters within a 300-kilometer radius around the virtual eye. More than 3,000 monsters, bronze-leveled and above, were killed as of late. Based on reports, monsters that are iron-leveled in the area will be killed soon enough. It is safe for residents who stay near the foothold to head out now. The Hunter Association were at the top of their game that day. They had managed to kill all the monsters that came out of the virtual eye in less than 24 hours. Although they had yet to kill the iron-level monsters in the area, they were not worried. They were confident that such creatures were not a hazard to such a small foothold. Many residents too had taken the matter of killing the monsters into their own hands. They formed teams of 6 armed adults so that killing an iron-level monster would be a breeze. Brother, I'm going to school. Lin Xian shouted. Alright, be careful when you're on the road, Xian Air, he replied. Lin Xian headed off to school right after breakfast. After following her to the door, Lin Huang finished his breakfast and got ready for the day ahead. Xiao He, since I still have a chance to draw a card, let me do it now. Lin Huang said to the black card within his body. He could not wait to draw the card. Are you sure you would like you to draw your card now? Goldfinger inquired. I'm sure. Lin Huang confirmed the request and nodded hard. He was excited to see what kind of card he would get. 12 cards have been randomly chosen. Please draw one from the 12 cards as your reward card for being the host. Warning. You only have one chance. Once chosen, no changes are allowed. After the sentences were explained to Lin Huang, 12 black cards appeared floating in front of him. They were arranged in a circle, like the numbers on the face of a clock. Lin Huang scanned through the cards carefully. They all looked exactly the same to him. Each card was black with a single gold question mark in the middle which looked like a golden flame in contrast to the dark background. Xiao He did not rush him. Not getting any hints, Lin Huang shook his head and mumbled, it seems like I will have to randomly choose one then. Nav Om. He raised his hand and pointed at the card that sat at the 12 o'clock mark on the circle. I want that one, he said confidently. Just as he finished his sentence, the card he chose burst into flames and a new card rose from the ashes. Congratulations, you got a mission card. Xiao He announced. He ignored Xiao He's notification and looked closer at the card. It was a golden card with a blonde lady in a black, maid's costume illustration. She had a voluptuous figure and the costume looked incredibly seductive on her body, especially her cleavage. Although the dress was not revealing, a third of her fair breasts were showing. It was hard to not look at. Congratulations, you've gotten yourself a mission card. The lady in the card started talking and winked at him. Lin Huang was shocked, but soon he was again distracted by her bouncing boobs. Now, let me read you your mission. The mission. Become a reserve hunter in a month's time. Mission reward. Flawless card X 1 inch. If the mission is not completed within the time limit, you will be punished. You will lose Goldfinger. The mission announcement is conveyed. Please read the back of the card for more information. The lady then returned to her original form, motionless on the card. Xuanhuan did not even bother as to what a flawless card was. To him, he had to complete the mission or else he would lose Goldfinger. If that happened, there was no hope for him to survive the world alone. He then turned to the back of the card. The description was exactly the same as what the blonde lady had said to him. He then tapped on the card and it became golden dust that was absorbed into his body. To become a reserve hunter, I must be at least iron. Level to be eligible for the application. Although I'm not capable yet, I will apply as an imperial censor for now and see what happens, Xuanhuan thought. He had surveyed into the eligibility of becoming a reserve hunter before. He knew there were several occupations that offered exceptions and being an imperial censor was one of them. An imperial censor could influence monsters to obey him. Not many people had the talent, therefore, an imperial censor was a niche and respectable occupation. Xuanhuan had a monster card that he could summon to disguise himself as an imperial censor. The iron. Level rank .3 vampire was considered the strongest one among all those who applied for the reserve hunter position, but its weakness was too obvious. If someone was to use weapons that were contaminated with a septic divisor, the vampire would be at great risk in a battle. After some analysis, Xuanhuan looked at his second card. The cross. Ranking card. This cross. Ranking card would be wasted if I was to use it on an ordinary card. But there's no other way. I have limited time to collect all the materials to maximize my chances to be a reserve hunter. After the rarity of the vampire was upgraded, its ability should be on par with a bronze. Level entity. It would definitely strengthen my chances of passing. With a cross ranking card, the higher the rarity of the card, the higher the value. A normal card can be upgraded to a rare card with the use of a cross. Ranking card. Likewise, if it was used on a rare card, that same card would be upgraded to an epic card. If it was used on an epic card, it would be upgraded to a legendary card of an extraordinarily high value. Initially, Xuanhuan planned to use it when he achieved a better card, but it seemed like he had to utilize it now. Xiao, how do I summon the monster out of the monster card? Xuanhuan asked. Focus your attention and the card you want would appear on your hand. Smash the card and the summoning would be complete. The instructions appeared slowly on the black card just as he inquired. Would people see if I summon the card? Xuanhuan questioned Xiao. Only the host can see the cards, nobody else would be able to see or sense the existence of your cards. That's great. Xuanhuan was relieved. He was worried that Goldfinger would be seen by someone with bad intentions if they could see his cards. After clearing his doubts, Xuanhuan focused his attention on the task at hand. He imagined the monster card he wanted from his life wheel and willed it to appear on his outstretched hand. Soon, a white. Crystal card that was the size of half of his palm appeared on his right hand. The card was exactly the same as the one he pictured on his life wheel. Now that it became physically present on his palm, he could feel the cooling sensation that was flowing from the card. If Xiao did not assure him that nobody else could sense his cards, he would have asked anyone else around him to confirm this, if they could see what happened. However, he knew what Xiao had said was true. Following Xiao's instructions, Xuanhuan crushed the card as hard as he could. He was worried that he did not squeeze hard enough, but with just a slight amount of effort, the card shattered into 1,000 pieces and soon, it started to put itself back together again. In less than a second, a young man, about his age, appeared before him. Xuanhuan was skeptical at first. It seemed like he had summoned another human being instead of the monster he imagined. Your monster card has been activated. Do you want to randomly extract the monster's skills? Chapter 7 You are still so weak. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. I can extract a skill. Lin Huang asked, surprised when he looked at the box in front of him. He then continued, saying, "Can I extract the skill after he has been upgraded? Would you like to extract a skill next time?" The box replied. "Let's do it next time then," Lin Huang nodded. He started to examine the vampire that he had summoned. The vampire seemed to be the same age as Lin Huang. He looked like he was about 15 years old. His features were sharp and neat. If he was in a crowd of people, nobody would be able to tell that he was a vampire. That was the scariest part of a vampire. The humans in the tiny footholds had been a growing population for more than 800 years, but with the vampires disguised as human beings, it was impossible to kill all the vampires that were hidden amongst them, like wolves in sheep's clothing. As long as they did not reveal themselves, nobody could tell the difference. "Show me your complete form," Lin Huang instructed the vampire. Hearing the order, the vampire's eyes turned blood red and veins bulged around his eye sockets. His muscles flexed and he grew a few centimeters taller. Sensing the terrifying vibe, Lin Huang finally knew how lucky he was the night before. This iron. Level rank 0.3 vampire is so powerful. Although the vampire last night was a bronze. Level rank 0.3, its vibe was much weaker than this one. Maybe it had been weakened by the injuries it suffered earlier. If it was at full strength, killing me would be as easy as squashing an ant, he thought, as a chill ran down his spine. "Activate, blood power," Lin Huang ordered, his second instruction to the beast before him. He wanted to see the vampire's true form. Following a deep groan, a crimson layer and a strong stench of blood spread all over the vampire's body. Soon his body was covered with blood power, which made him grow a few times bigger than he was. Lin Huang had forgotten that activating the blood power would trigger the vampire, and hence, the groans. He was worried that it might wake the neighbors and they would surely notify the monster hunters. However, what he worried about slipped clear from his mind. There were two bloody wings forming at the vampire's back, like a flower blossoming large, dripping red petals. He stared at them for a long time. They were so stunning that he was awestruck, rooted to the floor, motionless. The vampire stood quietly while it waited for Lin Huang to give him his next instruction. A while later, Lin Huang snapped out of his trance and said, "All right, go back to your disguised form." As soon as the vampire heard his instruction, the blood power faded and his eyes returned to normal. He looked like a human again. If Lin Huang did not see the transformation himself, he would not have figured that the guy standing before him was a vampire. "I'm using the cross ranking card on you. Hopefully, you won't disappoint me in the coming reserve hunter assessment." The vampire remained expressionless. Lin Huang was not sure if he understood what he had just said. "Xiao He, I'm using the cross ranking card. The cross ranking card is a consumable. You can only use it once. Are you sure you want to use it?" The black card read the warning. "Yes. Follow the instructions to select your target. Your target is the vampire monster card. Agree for confirmation," Xiao He continued. "Confirmed." Just when Lin Huang said the word, a bright golden light covered the vampire. The vampire then became a giant golden sphere as rays of gold shot everywhere. Lin Huang closed his eyes against the glare. 3 minutes later, he sensed the light was not as piercing anymore. He opened his eyes. The golden sphere that covered the vampire had faded away. The evolved vampire slowly appeared to him. The vampire's appearance did not portray much of a difference. His hair was black before, but now, it was silver. His hairstyle remained the same, slicked back and neat, maintaining the boyish look he had before. However, his student attire was now a black cape which covered his entire body. "Your silver hair makes you look like a character from an anime. If I call you Kaneki, that would be copyright infringement. I shall call you Bai." Lin Huang decided swiftly. He then walked to Bai and tapped a finger in between its eyebrows. The vampire's body then broke into pieces and formed a crystal card on his palm. Lin Huang was excited to see that the color of the card had changed from white to green with Bai's latest look. He turned the card around and noticed that there were changes to the card's information too. Monster card rarity. Rare, type of monster. Vampire, combat level. Iron 3-star, Bronze 3-star, skill 1. Blood power, level 0.2, skill 2. Regeneration, basic, skill 3, new addition. Boiling blood, basic, status. Available to be summoned, card remarks. This is still useless. As expected, the normal card was upgraded to a rare card. There was a new skill added in the description. Just when Lin Huang was getting excited, he saw the remark at the bottom and asked, "Xiao He, can you give it some better remarks?" he asked, annoyed at what he saw. No. There was a giant exclamation mark next to the "no" on the black card. Goldfinger was serious. "Xiao He, your attitude will not get you any friends. I don't need friends." Fine. Lin Huang gave up. Let's see what this boiling blood does. Boiling blood, basic. The vampire's strength would be multiplied for 10 minutes. After boiling blood runs out, the vampire will become weak and will be unable to battle for an hour. The skill is great but the after-dot effect is troublesome, Lin Huang thought. He scratched his head with worry and said, "I'll try not to use it then, or else I'd only have myself in jeopardy for the following hour." Oh right, I still have one skill to be extracted. Lin Huang suddenly recalled. "Xiao He, if I extract the skill now, would it disappear from the monster card?" Skill extraction is just a way to gain skill from the monster card. It does not affect any attributes of the monster card itself. That's great, Lin Huang said, renewed hope in his voice. Lin Huang studied the 3 skills carefully. The blood power is good, but with my short lifespan, it's not encouraged. The function of regeneration isn't too great but it's better than nothing while boiling blood would just be a temporary help. Now that my basic combat strength is low, even if my strength is multiplied, it wouldn't help that much. Moreover, I would be exhausted for an hour, and that way I would die even faster, he said as analyzed his options thoroughly. "Xiao He, I would like to extract a skill." After some consideration, Lin Huang did not want to hesitate any further. Skill extraction activated. Randomly select a skill. Random selection is done. Congratulations, you received blood power, level 0.2, Xiao He announced. As he read the note, Lin Huang could sense something had been added to his body. He launched his exclusive card immediately. Host. Lin Huang, gender. Male, age. 15-inch, combat strength. None, exceeded assessment limit, skill. Blood power, level 0.2, summon authority. Activated, available number of summons. 1-inch, remark. You are still weak. Lin Huang ignored the last remark and focused on the blood power, level 0.2, on his skill. He was stunned to find out that he had achieved the vampire's skill. Now that the vampire is ready, it's time to equip myself. Chapter 8 Stable Residence. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Good morning. Delivery. Please sign for the parcels. Somebody shouted at the door early in the morning. Lin Huang opened the door to a yellow bird that was about the size of his palm, standing at his feet. The yellow bird was called the silver-tongued bird as they could learn up to 1,000 languages. Although, their understanding of the languages were similar to the thought capacity of a 6-year-old. After they learned a language, they could carry out logical conversation with humans for simple purposes. People trained the birds not only for deliveries but for their memory abilities too. In each of their feathers was a hidden storage space where it could contain an item that was as big as an ice cube. The bird saw the house door swing open and turned to face its tenant. It looked up at Lin Huang and said, "Good morning, Mr. Lin Huang. Your parcels are here, please sign your name here. The bird then flapped its wings, and a few parcels fell from its body. A few of them were a few times bigger than the bird itself. It then shook its head, and a receipt popped out of its mouth. It flew to Lin Huang's shoulder and passed the receipt to him. The receipt listed all the details of the items in the parcel. After a quick glance, Lin Huang signed his name and passed the receipt back to the bird. As he returned the receipt, he grabbed a few candies from a bowl inside the house, next to the door. For you, he said as he passed it to the bird. In the world he lived in, desserts were loved by many monsters and candy was the silver-tongued bird's favorite. Many families would prepare a few types of candy for them to thank them for safely delivering their parcels. Since he knew that he would have deliveries within the next few days, Lin Huang had prepared the candies much earlier. Thank you. The bird swept its wing over Lin Huang's palm, and the receipt and candies disappeared. It nodded to him and left. Lin Huang then moved the items into the house, closed the door and started examining them. Iron-level sword X1, basic military survival sword X1, basic military water bottle X1, armored bullet, for Grey Eagle 17, X10, 500 bullets in 10 boxes, waterproof rain gear X1, night vision glasses X1, binoculars X1, hemostatic agent X2, bandage X1. He spent 80% of his savings to purchase all the items. The sword alone cost him 10,000 credit points. The water bottle was made from a monster called a space gerbil. To be exact, it was made from its stomach as it had a space compression feature like no other. It could contain up to 1 ton of liquid and cost 8,000 credit points. The armor-piercing bullets cost 1,000 credit points every 2 bullets, a box of them cost him 5,000 credit points. The rest was a total of 2,000 credit points. It was the first time Lin Huang had ever spent so many credit points in one go. He thought they were worth it as the items might prove useful during the reserve hunter assessment. The syllabus of the assessment varied each time, but the last one would always be a survival test in the wilderness. The items were meant for that task. I'm impressed. The service was so quick. I just ordered them yesterday and they've arrived today. I was just thinking if I should change the delivery address as we might be staying somewhere else during the renovations to repair the damage, but that's not necessary anymore, he said. After that, Lin Huang kept everything in his space storage unit. The application for the assessment could be done on the Hunter Association website via the Heart Network. While preparing for the assessment, he would have to participate at a medium foothold. There would be one assessment at each medium foothold every month. The nearest medium foothold would be foothold number 7C87, where the actual assessment would take place a week later. It would only take him 2 hours to arrive at the foothold if he flew with an eagle. That way, he would have ample time to prepare himself for the challenges ahead. Just when Lin Huang was thinking about what else he should prepare, someone knocked at the door. He was surprised. Who could it be this early, he thought. He opened the door and there stood a middle-aged man in a suit and a troop of men in their uniforms were in formation behind him. The man in the suit shook Lin Huang's hand with a smile, and said, "Mr. Lin Huang, we have received a renovation notice from the Union government yesterday, so we're here to renovate your house. Let me know if there are any comments you would like to add to the renovation order, and we'll start immediately." "I have no comments to add to the order. Just as long as the cracks and marks on the floor and walls are all sealed and covered properly, I'll be content," Lin Huang replied, still a little taken back at the events that were transpiring. He did not expect them to operate at such a high rate of efficiency. He had just received a notification from the union that the review was passed that morning and the very same day, their people were here. "If that's the case, we'll do our best." The man smiled and nodded while he gave Lin Huang a card. It was a hotel room keycard. He then continued, "The renovations will take around 5 days. It would not be more than 5 days, I assure you, so we have booked you into a hotel for the next 5 nights. Thank you." Lin Huang took the keycard and was stunned when he saw the name of the hotel. The word stable was written on the keycard. It was a keycard to the stable residence, the most prestigious hotel in the foothold. A standard room cost more than 1,000 credit points per night, which was almost the price of a room at bigger hotels in the larger footholds. He thought it was an unusual arrangement by the Union government, but he did not think too much about it. We will be operating out of your house for the next few days. If there are deliveries, we will forward them to the hotel. If there's anything valuable, you can take your time and bring them with you now. Let me know when you are ready. The man in suit informed him. Valuable? There's nothing really, Lin Huang said and shook his head. I'll just grab some toiletries for myself and my sister, and you can come in, he continued, as he stepped aside to allow the men in. No, it's all right, we will come in when you're done. The man in the suit insisted and stood by the door. Since the man insisted, Lin Huang shrugged and went upstairs to get their toiletries. After making sure there was nothing left behind, he went down to the ground floor and proceeded to the door. All right, it's all yours now, I'll be leaving to the hotel then, Lin Huang said. He then passed a note to the man in the suit and whispered, this is the password for the main door. The room doors are all opened. The room keys are in the medicine box in the second floor's bathroom, help yourself if you need them. He trusted the man in the suit but did not want his troop going about the place unattended. The man in the suit took the note, nodded, and assured him, don't worry, we will get things done to the best of our abilities. Wulin Town was a small town, with only 4 main streets. Lin Huang and his sister lived on Street 101. When the foothold was first built, people were hoping that the foothold would be expanded to more than 100 streets and became a B-grade large foothold, hence the reason they optimistically started their numbering at 101. After walking for 10 minutes, Lin Huang arrived at the stable residence. He was glad to see the open yard at the entrance that was embellished with oriental charm. He stood at the entrance and took a picture of the hotel. He then sent it to Lin Xian with a text, the renovations on our house has started. We will be staying here for the next 5 days. I'm in room 302. Come here after school. Brother, is this a prank? Lin Xian replied immediately. Lin Xian was familiar with the hotel's location as her route to school was not far away from the hotel. Sometimes she even came to the hotel gardens just to take photos of the flowers. She had always wanted to see how the rooms in the stable residence looked like, so she thought it was a prank by Lin Huang when he texted her. Lin Huang did not explain anything. Instead, he sent her an image of the keycard's front and back to prove his statement. What Lin Huang did not notice was, as he was stepped into the hotel, there was someone watching him with a twinkle in his eye. Hee, here comes an interesting fella. Chapter 9 Luxurious Life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at the open yard at the stable residence, Lin Huang knew that the owner of the hotel was a man of style, just like Li Lang. When he met the owner, he then realized that the owner was far from what he imagined. The owner was an ordinary middle-aged man, who was short and plump. He was bald and looked like a simpleton. It was hard to guess his age as he looked like he could have been in his 40s or even his 60s. He had fair skin that was marked with very few wrinkles from stress and age. He dressed very casually, with a bright, yellow short-sleeve shirt that was one size too big for his body. He looked like he was wearing a short gown and beneath it was a large pair of blue pants that dangled a little below his knees. It looked like it too was one size too big. Hello there, are you the guest who is checking into room 302 today? The bald man who stood behind the counter said with a pleasant smile. His teeth were slightly showing, and they were clean and neat. Yes, you must be the owner of this hotel, are you? Lin Huang took out the keycard for his registration and complimented, your yard is magnificent. Thanks. It's just a hobby of mine. I just fool around with the designs, the owner humbly said. Lin Huang was surprised to hear that. He thought they hired a designer to decorate the yard, but instead, it was done by this man who looked messy, at best. Dear sir, your room is on the right-hand side, on the third floor. Walk all the way straight and you would arrive at your room. The man returned the keycard to Lin Huang and pointed to the stairs on the right side of the lobby. Oh yeah, the guest in room 301, across your room has a bad habit. He trains with his sword in the yard at dawn. I would like to apologize if he makes too much noise. Alright, noted. Lin Huang did not think about it any further and walked upstairs. The stairs were made of mahogany. It was a spiral staircase where the right handle and railings were carved with very detailed patterns. The patterns were mainly rattan with leaves and flowers of a variety of sizes. They seemed very real from afar. There were slight creaks when Lin Huang stepped onto the stairs. He went all the way up to the third floor, following the directions the owner had given him. He turned right and walked all the way straight to his room. Shortly after, he arrived outside room 302. He could not help but look at room 301 as he was curious as to what kind of person stayed in there. A while later, he smiled to himself and shook his head, why would I care what others are doing? My priority should be preparing for the reserve hunter assessment. He then slotted the keycard into the door of room 302 and opened the door. He was stunned when he saw his room. The Union government surely provides great welfare, he thought. It was a luxurious suite. The living room alone was about 100 square meters large. There was a chandelier in the middle of the living room. Apart from the light bulbs, the rest of the feature was made of pure gold. It was gorgeous, and it looked really expensive. The style of the room was luxurious but low-key. Apart from the chandelier, the rest of the decorations were not flamboyantly constructed. Even the carpet was sewn with gold thread at the edges. If one did not look closely, they might think it was just a pattern made of solid golden strings. This owner is so rich, even the carpet has gold edges. Lin Huang exclaimed as he squatted down to take a closer look. Damn, that's real gold, he said upon closer examination. In the world today, gold was also a rare metal mainly used for luxury decorations. It was expensive and cost 300 credit points per gram. The carpet was made of some unknown monster's skin and the gold edges of the carpet alone might have cost 100,000 credit points. Lin Huang then looked at the chandelier above him, is this lamp made of genuine gold too? If it is, it might cost more than 10 million credit points, he concluded. He took a good look at the entire room and sighed in awe. He could now indulge in this luxury hotel. No wonder it cost more than 1,000 credit points to stay a night in the cheapest room in this hotel, he thought. The suite consisted of 2 rooms and 1 living room. Not only was the living room spacious, the size of the other rooms were not small either. There were 2 bathrooms in each room. Lin Huang chose to sleep in the bigger room on the left which had the amazing view of the yard right under the balcony outside. He pulled the curtain aside and pushed open the windows. There was a set of tables and chairs made of rattan with a hanging rattan bed on the side. Lin Huang walked to the corner of the balcony and looked beyond the railing. He could see the entire yard. From this angle, the garden was even more stunning. When I'm rich, I'm getting a house with a yard and am surely going to get the owner to design it for me, Lin Huang smiled and thought to himself. While Lin Huang rested on the hanging bed in the afternoon, Lin Xian, who had just finished school, ran straight to the stable residence. She could not wait to see how the hotel room looked like. But, when she reached, she did not dare step into the hotel when she arrived at the entrance. She then used her emperor's heart ring to call Lin Huang. He picked up immediately and said, "Are you done with school?" "Yes, I'm at the hotel's entrance." Lin Xian said softly. "Come in, room 302. Lin Huang got off the hanging bed, stood on the balcony and waved to Lin Xian. Seeing Lin Huang wave at her, Lin Xian finally believed that it was not a prank that Lin Huang was trying to pull on her. She waved at him and stepped in through the hotel gates. Passing through the yard, she arrived at the hotel's reception. Seeing the owner looking at her, she explained immediately, I'm here with my brother. His name is Xuanhuan. Oh, the boy that I met just now. He's in room 302, it's on the right-hand side of the third floor, the hotel owner nodded to her. Thank you, Lin Xian said, stuck out her tongue and went up the stairs. When she arrived at the room, and the door was opened, Lin Xian looked at the room number so that she did not mistake it for another room. 302, this should be it. After confirming it, she walked into the room. Wow. She was impressed by the room's decoration. Isn't it beautiful? Lin Huang walked to her with a glass of juice. Yes. Lin Xian nodded her head hard and looked at the juice in doubt. Do we have to pay for the juice? She questioned. No, everything is included. Even the food and drinks in the room are free, I've confirmed the fact with the hotel owner just now, Lin Huang smiled while he explained. Lin Xian then took the juice in relief. Her eyes brightened up after she took a sip. She then finished the juice in a few gulps and said, It's delicious, brother, what is this? I don't know, the hotel owner said he made these drinks on his own. It's called calming tea. The main ingredient was from the juice of a monster plant's root. I think it's really nice too. Lin Huang had had a couple of glasses just that day. He was never a fan of sweet stuff, but that drink was irresistible. The food here is delicious too. Are you hungry? If you are, let's go for dinner now. Lin Huang had his lunch at the hotel earlier, that was how he knew that their food was so delicious. Lin Xian was not hungry before Lin Huang asked, but now, she was so excited when she heard Lin Huang describe the scrumptious meals they served. They then went to the restaurant on the second floor. There were already a couple of guests at the restaurant when they arrived. Most of them seemed like hunters. They must have been part of the team that joined the hunt for the monsters the day before. It was a buffet dinner. All the dishes were served on small plates. The both of them were not really sure what most of the utensils and dishes were, but they were delighted as the dishes were warm like they had just come out of the oven. The both of them got themselves a small table and took plates of dishes to the table. Then they started to dig in. There were not many people in the restaurant. Most of them were chatting among themselves, while Lin Xian and Lin Huang were engrossed in the food. Suddenly, all the chatter stopped and the restaurant went completely quiet. Seeing everybody looking at the door, Lin Huang and Lin Xiang looked towards the same direction too. Chapter 10 Skill Card Pieces. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There was a tall man in black armor, standing in the doorway. He looked like he was about 2 meters tall. He was also bald like the owner of the hotel. His face was littered with stubble, and there was a long scar that stretched from the left side of his forehead all the way across the middle of his left eye to his chin. There was no white in his left eye too. It was a scar from a cut and his left eye was blinded. The scar and eye added ferocity to his face. With his height and his face, he gave the people around him a chill down their spines. When the tall man entered the restaurant, he stared at everyone. The people put their heads down immediately to avoid his gaze. Even Lin Huang avoided making eye contact with him. Lin Huang then patted Lin Xian's back to get her to finish her food a little faster. Surprisingly, after getting himself a meal from the buffet, the man walked towards Lin Huang and Lin Xian. He then sat down alone at the table behind them. The seat that he sat on was directly across from Lin Huang. Lin Huang looked up and they accidentally locked eyes. But, neither of them looked away. Instead, they were checking each other out. Lin Huang then thought the man was very strange to have chosen him. Among the 10 people in the restaurant, Lin Xian excluded, he was sure that he was the weakest and the poorest one. There was no reason for the man to even notice him. Perhaps I'm the new face here that he has never seen before, Lin Huang concluded. Just when they both stood up after they finished their dinner, the man behind Lin Xian put down his cutlery and walked towards them. Lin Huang pretended he did not see him and pulled Lin Xian along while they quickly walked out of the restaurant. When they arrived on the third floor, the man was there too. When they turned right, the man followed. "Why are you following us?" Lin Huang frowned and turned around to question the man while Lin Xian was at his back. "L.C, it's the way to my room," the man said and glared at Lin Huang. He then walked past them and continued on to the end of the corridor. He then stopped in front of room 301 and went in. Lin Huang was embarrassed. He went back to their room together with Lin Xian. "Brother, that uncle looked so scary," Lin Xian said after the door was closed. "When I saw him running towards us just now, I thought he was a bad guy." "Don't worry. In broad daylight, even if he was a bad guy, we don't have to be scared. Besides, there are so many hunters in this hotel, what is there to be afraid of?" he said, hoping to calm her down. Lin Huang recalled the owner had told him that the guest in room 301 was a strange man who did sword training in the garden in the middle of the night. "He's really strange," Lin Huang thought to himself. After dinner, Lin Huang stayed up watching old clips of the previous reserve hunter assessments. The Hunter Association would never release any complete assessment videos, only some outstanding takes. It was meant to be an advertisement to attract more people to apply for the assessment. Of course, Lin Huang was not there to look at the action. All he wanted was the related content linked to the assessment or the head examiner's way of thinking which might be helpful for the assessment. He watched more than 20 videos and read some documents. Soon, it was midnight. Lin Xian went to bed after brushing her teeth. Lin Huang stood up and stretched his body, shut down the heart network and went to shower before bed. Minutes after he went to bed, Lin Huang heard someone closing a door in the corridor. He looked at the clock projected from his ring. It was 12 a.m. Lin Huang hesitated. He then sat up and pushed open the door to the balcony. He went to the balcony with his pajamas and looked to the garden beneath him. There were 2 lamps near the entrance of the garden which lit up the entire garden. Noises of bugs chirping came out of the bushes all around. Soon, the scar-faced man walked out of the hotel door. He walked to the grassy area on the left side of the garden with a black sword in his hand. Lin Huang had no idea of the price range of a sword like that. Oddly enough, his concern was for the grass that the man stepped on. Does the fella destroy the grass every day, leaving the owner to fix it? The man closed his eyes and stood where he was. Suddenly, he raised the sword in his right hand and swung it in a slanted way. Lin Huang was stunned. What he lacked right now was a powerful attack skill. He then kept his eyes locked on every move the man made. There were 18 styles to his technique. From what he performed, the technique seemed incredibly vicious. He did not notice that Lin Huang was watching in secret. He practiced 3 sets of the same technique, sheathed his sword, and then returned to the hotel. After memorizing the technique, Lin Huang practiced it with his bare hand. It was very unsatisfying. He then brought up his sword from the storage space and practiced for real. He had a really good memory and managed to repeat the 18 styles that were practiced by the man earlier perfectly. As he focused all his attention on practicing, he did not notice that the grass the man stepped on did not leave any trails at all. When Lin Huang was on the 5th set of training, he heard a notification jingle and a semi-transparent box appeared in front of him. "Congratulations, you have gained a skill card, the Great Sword Scripture, Piece X1. Lin Huang was excited when he saw the notification. It motivated him to practice even more. "I'm not sure how many pieces I have to collect to combine them into a skill card. But, I don't care, I will practice a few hundred times tonight. I'm sure by then I will have a complete skill card." However, nothing was rewarded after he practiced 3 more times. "Maybe I'll be rewarded once every 5 practice sets." He then practiced another 2 times, but still, there was nothing. What's happening? Lin Huang thought it was strange. Could this have nothing to do with the amount of practice? Then what could it be, he wondered. With the doubt in mind, Lin Huang proceeded to practice until it was his 8th time. Suddenly, the notification box popped up again. Congratulations, you have gained a skill card, the Great Sword Scripture, Pieces X1, I got another one. Could this be random? Lin Huang could not help but ask Xiao, do the skill pieces come randomly? No, only when the effect of the skill exceeds 80% of the skill itself, that would be considered an effective practice set. For effective practice sets, you would be awarded skill pieces each time. Repetition would not get you more skill pieces unless the effect is 100%. Then you would get the skill pieces with proper repetition. The reply given by Xiao was a great help to Lin Huang. That's it. That means the times when I did not get the skill pieces were due to my performance being less than the basic standard of 80% and I achieved the standard on the 5th practice. However, I did not get anything later on as I repeated the same standard for the next 5 times, he concluded. Now that he understood, Lin Huang became serious about his practices. He practiced all he could while recalling what he saw the man do in the garden. He wanted to get as many skill pieces as he could until he achieved the 100% skill effectiveness. He practiced over and over again. When dawn broke the next morning, Lin Huang had practiced for more than 100 times. He then went back to his room, exhausted. However, his chances of achieving the pieces were only at 20% and he only managed to get 21 pieces by the end of the day.